What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Burn Down. Today's guest, we had him on in the past. He had a good time. We had a good time. So we brought him back for round two. It's Chris Doyle coming up next on The Burn Down.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Burn Down. Today's guest is a repeat offender. He's been on the episode before. He reached out to us during quarantine and said, hey, I just want to kick it with you guys and shoot an episode. So here he is, Chris Doyle, Luxury Cigar Club. What's going on, my friend?
What's going on, guys? Thanks for having me.
Got the new digs. Looks good.
Yeah, just a different corner of our warehouse. So
I got to admit, I when you first, I already told you, but I thought you were at a GameStop. I'm like, are you at GameStop right now? Like, what's going on? It had like a similar background, but it's cigars.
Cigar boxes. Yeah, I just went and lit up at a GameStop. They're good with it.
Hey, man, if you could, I would too.
Yeah, no shit.
And I like this episode. So this episode, you're actually going to be able to smoke with us. Because last episode you couldn't do it.
Yeah, because last episode we had you, that was the beginning of coronavirus. Like, that was before it was even a thing. Like, it was like, all right, maybe you should wear a mask, and you put on a mask to, like, joke around. And shit, I don't know, what is that, 2-3 months ago? And here you are again.
It feels like forever, doesn't it, man? I was just thinking about that. I was talking about that with my team here. And I'm like, feels like this corona stuff's been going on for a year. You know what I mean?
Like, bro, it's like another, like, I don't even know. I started counting like how many weeks it was in the beginning. Like, oh, it's the second week, it's the third week, and then it got to like 5, 6, and I don't even know what week it is. What is it, 11? Like, it's just all blurred out.
Yeah, it's impossible.
So let's what we do every episode.
Yeah, I was talking and I was muted. Whoops.
So every episode we talk about what we're smoking. So let's go around. Let's let everybody know what the hell we're smoking today.
Guess first, man. Guess first.
Guess first. I'm smoking some secret sauce here. I'm not sure if I should. Okay, I'll. Well, actually, it's not going to be that secret by the time this comes out. So this is the. This is an El Septimo Focus.
Wow.
Focus. But this is a new release from El Septimo. This is the Gilgamesh. This is the Gilgamesh Aqua Anew. It's got 10-year-old tobacco in it. It's a 6x50, full Costa Rican blend.
Damn.
And
6x50?
6x50, and it's delicious. It is absolutely delicious, this cigar.
Oh, I was thinking 6x60, 6x50. So it's like a Toro, right?
Yeah, it's like a Toro, like a skinny Toro maybe. I don't know what they don't call it anything. It's just the Gilgamesh Aqua Anew, and you can't see it in the camera here, but it's got such large tooth on it. I've never seen it in a cigar like this.
They make solid cigars. They sent me like a little sample pack about a year or so ago, and I still have one of them in there. On their website, it's like a $60-$70 cigar. The Orange Mamba. It's a hefty cigar, so I have to wait for
that's one thing that's cool about this stick, actually, is, you know, I just built a sampler for our website. It's four El Septimos, and it was like $140 or something like that. They're a premium cigar.
Yeah.
This stick is $21 retail.
That's crazy.
And it's worth every penny. I mean, I love it. I've smoked several of them.
Well, I mean, they wouldn't call you Luxury Cigar Club if it wasn't luxurious, so.
There we go.
Amen to that, brother. I remember I had the one, I think you sent it to me, was the Black Bullet.
Yep.
I smoked that. We went down to the beach, and I wanted like a quick stick, but it really wasn't that quick.
Oh, it's not.
And I'm sitting there, I'm like halfway through it, and my girlfriend's like, hey, the sun's like down, it's getting chilly, let's go. And I go, dude, I'm like halfway. I still have another half an hour, 45 minutes left on this stick. Like, what the hell? That was a good one. I packed a punch.
But so I'm actually in the middle of smoking one cigar because we just did our quick little Instagram giveaway. So this is what I was smoking on the live. I think it's from the January box. It's the Wilma Craft Inter Tempris solid cigar. Never had it before, and I thought it was only right. I had it with a nice cup of joe.
There we go.
But when this is done, another luxury cigar, the Patina.
That's a good one.
I haven't had
That's a
this
good
one
cigar,
yet.
Yeah.
We're lined up. We're ready to go. We're ready to hang out.
And that'll actually go good with your go well with your coffee too. If you still have leftover coffee.
And I'm gonna do something weird. I see people smoke cigars and chocolates, so I brought out some Oreos.
What?
So we're gonna do a little coffee, cigar, and chocolate action. We'll see how it goes.
I love it, man.
Dang, now I want to go get chocolate because I have dark chocolate in the fridge right now, and I'm like,
These are double
you want me to go? You making me want to go get it?
These are double stuffed, and it's the family size double stuffed pack, not the party size. Family. There's like 4 rows. It's like 35 Oreos. I'm stacked.
You should have brought the whole thing. Eat the whole thing in one sitting.
He's got the whole thing, man. You can't
Love
see
it.
it.
If it's that good, I'll just go back and get it.
So I'm smoking the. This is the AJ and Caldwell collaboration. This is the AJ. The King is Dead.
I can't wait to smoke that one.
It's been sitting in there, and this says it was established 2014. Yeah, this is the Caldwell AJ, and I'm drinking it. I'm smoking it with. I'm doing a little vino tonight.
Ooh.
Going a little fancy, feeling some type of way. So this is Moscata Vineyards. It's called Unanime. I don't really know. Is that, you know this?
Unanime, yeah.
Well, it's a Argentinian blend of Cabernet Sauvignon, Malbec, and Cab Franc. So, opened it yesterday. Only have a couple days of it before I have to toss it. So I figured, fuck it, I'm just gonna kill the bottle on the burn down.
I'm drinking water, but I was thinking about a whiskey or a bourbon pour. I just don't know what to go with yet.
Man, I didn't realize
Oh,
GameStop
shit.
also sold liquor, dude. That's crazy.
I know. Look at that. What do you got there? That's
What do I got? Let's see. I got some Taylor.
okay.
I got some Macallan 12 year.
Oh,
I've got the Glenlivet 21. Whistle Pig 10.
oh, that's good stuff too.
I've got a Willet small batch. This is too strong. This is 131 proof. I think I'm going to stay away from that tonight.
Yeah. We want to make it to the end of this episode.
Eagle Rare. I'm going to go with some Eagle Rare.
Yeah, there you go.
There you
There
go.
you go.
That's nice.
One. All right. Just a small one though, because I got to drive home.
How far are you away from? So it's not a shop, right? It's your office.
It's a warehouse. Yeah.
So how far is that away from where you live?
It's about a 15-minute drive.
Oh, dude, that's freaking money. So you don't really go to a lounge, really. You can just go to your own spot and just have your own little session.
Yeah, I mean, basically that's what we try for. We have some neighbors here that aren't fond of the smoking, so we have an agreement with them that we won't smoke till after 5, even though we have permission to do so. Try to keep the peace.
That's
Yeah,
good.
you gotta be nice to them. Otherwise you're gonna get dick neighbors that complain when the slightest thing goes wrong.
That's it, man, and it's really what we want to avoid. You know, we're all trying to do business and do good, and I don't want to impede on them, and they don't want to impede on us. So, you know, we're trying to do the right thing here.
So say you smoke a cigar or two right now, it doesn't like linger around and like go through the whole rest of the building or what have you?
It does, but I mean, we have the air cleaners. I have a couple air cleaners that we run, and for about 30 minutes after I smoke a stick, if I open the door, it airs out, you know.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So what's the cleaner? Is that the rabbit air you got going on?
It's the rabbit air, yeah.
How do you like those? Do they do the job?
Yeah, we hear mixed reviews.
I haven't started answering that question yet. I'm still I'm about 60 days into using it, and I'm back and forth. If I were going to answer, if I had to answer, and I would lean one way or another, I'd say it's probably $150 too expensive. You know, it's just not.
So it's not that it doesn't work; it's just a little overpriced.
Yeah, it doesn't. When you spend that kind of premium money, I don't remember what they cost, like $350, $400 or something like that. You want something, it should work like really well, and it works, but it doesn't work amazing.
It doesn't work like $450 should work.
There you go.
$450, yeah. I mean, you would expect it to be top notch. I don't know really how much I go for, but $450 sounds like a little hefty price.
It's a price, man. It's a price to pay, but you know, we're trying out a few different things. You know, see what goes well, because we want something to offer to our members. You know, a suggestion.
So speaking of members, you know, since we spoke, I don't know, back in early March, how has business been? Has it been booming? Has it been steady? Has it been slow? What's going on?
You know, we're steady, and we're grateful for the business that we have. We're not a cheap club to be a member of. You know, you can spend the same amount of money with other clubs and get way more cigars than you get with us, but we understand we're delivering the highest quality out there, and that's always kind of been our end game. So we're very grateful for the customer base we have and the growth that we do have, and we just hope that we grow slow and steady, man. That's what we want. Slow and steady wins the race in the end. That's what I hear. We'll see. I'll let you know at the end.
Well, hopefully there isn't an end. You just keep going, man. That's the beautiful thing. It's like you can always reach out to one more person. You can always reach out to one more person. Like there isn't an end, and that's the beauty of it.
There's plenty of customers out there, man. And you know, we look at our customers like family. We have a members lounge, a private members chat where all of our members are invited to join and chat with us, and we're always in there. You know, they're making fun of us or we're talking crap to each other. You know, it's like you're sitting in a lounge somewhere with a bunch of guys, only we're spread out across the country. So we really care about what we're doing and just try to keep doing the right thing.
Now, have you guys shipped international? Like, do you guys have international customers yet?
Yeah, we do. We have some customers in the UK. We have quite a few Canadian customers. A couple of
that's not really international. I'm talking like over the pond.
The shipping says that it's international. It costs the same no matter what. But yeah, we have some customers in France, Europe. We're looking at opening up Australia soon. We've had a lot of people in Australia asking for our service there. So we're looking into that right now.
Yeah, because that's probably about the furthest that. Like, if you can go to Australia, you could probably ship to anywhere. I mean, that's the complete opposite side of the planet.
Yeah, it's not so much how far away it is. It's the, you know, it's kind of the legality of getting these things shipped. You know, we have to, not only do we have to abide by our guidelines, but we have to abide by Australia's guidelines and Canada's and the UK, you know, all these different guidelines that we have to live by.
Yeah, it makes it challenging, but once I suppose that it's more so just like nitty gritty work, just filling out the proper forms, all that stuff. But once it's set in place and you can really, then it's just like doing everything else. Everything's all set. You have a system for, okay, this is international shipment. This is the system we use versus. I mean, I don't know. I'm just assuming.
I mean, the problem is like people are really good at getting products to other countries, but when you have like another level of oversight with tobacco, there's not a lot of people that have that experience or that expertise. You know, like companies that sell tobacco primarily in Europe. There's not a lot of crossover. You know, that's why you have a lot of companies like El Septimo is one company that is pretty big in Europe. Because Dagley Cigars used to be Bespoke Cigars is another company that's really big in Europe and the European markets, but they're small here because it's a huge difference in entry points and the way that the structure is. So we just want to make sure we do everything the right way so that we don't damage our reputation or our customers, how our customers interact with us or anything like that. We want to deliver the same experience every time, whether it's to Canada, Australia, Japan, or, Texas.
Right. Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about because I've ordered Cubans from Europe, and it's taken almost a month to get over because one, the legality, like you talked about it, and then two, COVID happened, so now everything's freaking delayed. So I ordered this stuff a month ago, and it's still not here. But I'm like patient, whatever. I understand that as long as they show up. I understand it's
that's what's important.
Yeah,
as long as they come.
Yeah, go ahead, Chris.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, even ordering things domestically, like, is taking way longer. Like, even just, I understand COVID, but I placed an order for a T-shirt, and probably, I don't know, middle of April, and I don't think the fulfillment has even been processed yet. And I'm getting stuff saying like it's back ordered still. So sorry. I'm like, I understand. I'm not mad, but I'm like, damn, like this is crazy. It's so wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, with the shirts, like we have shirts on the website and stuff, and we don't actually keep any shirts in stock. When you order a shirt from us, it gets printed when you order it. You know what I mean? Just because we're not a shirt company, we're a cigar company. So we outsource that. Someone prints it, they fulfill it for us. And we're having the same thing with shirts. It's like 2 weeks, 3 weeks lead time sometimes because our printer's in California, and California is like so locked down still compared to the rest of the country, and it's crazy. But we're going to deliver what we say we're going to deliver no matter what. And I think most companies are like that. So it's just we'll have to be a little more patient these days, which I'm not a patient person. So me saying that is it takes a lot.
You fit right in New York, man. You fit right in.
Yeah. I love New York, man. I love it there.
Yeah, where have you been New York-wise? In the city?
Yeah, I mean Manhattan mostly. City is the only place I've ever needed to go when I've been there. We were there last year, probably maybe around this time, actually, maybe a little later in the year for a Viva La Vida event.
Nice.
And I think we're going to try to get out there again after all this stuff calms down.
Dude, we've had, speaking of Viva La Vida, we had on our episode last week, Tim Rivard, who's a brand ambassador for Viva La Vida. And
AJ.
And AJ Fernandez, yes. And he, before we shot his episode, he sent us the Viva La Vida Club 500 cigars. Dude,
Great.
I mean,
Great stuff,
yeah.
Man.
You want to talk about a cigar that's making an impact in the industry. I mean,
that was, and we had no idea about it, but it was.
I actually have I don't know if you can see it or not, but this is a Club 500 pre-release.
Oh, wow.
And,
oh, hell yeah.
That stick is, I smoked one the other night. We did a live Instagram live with them, and I smoked one, and it's, once those 500s have like 3 or 4 months of age on them, they change. And that's the sweet spot for that 500 so far, anyway.
Yeah, we had like maybe 4 days of aging.
Yeah.
I was like,
well, we don't know. He could have aged it prior. We don't know.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, it probably has like 3 months of age on it. So I guess I'm saying like 7 months or something like that. The Viva line, like our Lanceros sat with AJ's in marrying room for 90 days before they were banded, boxed, and shipped. So the whole Viva line comes with some post-roll age on it. But I think once you buy a box and once you're 4 months, open it or smoke one and then smoke one in 4 months and
yeah.
You'll notice the difference.
I mean, I would say the 2 cigars that come to mind that, really made an impact in 2019 and 2020 have been Nova and Viva La Vida. I mean, those 2 cigar brands have been super solid. They've been doing their thing, like getting their name out there and just making really solid cigars. So those are the 2 guys to go to.
No, I agree.
So, but what else? I mean,
so let me ask you this. So I'll ask this to both of you guys. This is more of just a shoot the shit kind of episode here. Give me something that's like a movie on Netflix or a show like something, man, because it's been freaking I don't know how many weeks, and there ain't nothing left. Like we watched it all.
Oh,
man, I just watched the new movie with what's his name, Chris Hemsworth. Is that his name? He's got a brother. The guy like the
Extraction or whatever.
Yeah, the big buff dude. That's a pretty good movie. It was like 2 hours long, but it was like straight action, like just straight gunfire, jumping out of helicopters and cars, and just straight
traction.
Extraction.
Oh, yeah, I saw it. That's like there's like a kid gets kidnapped or something, right?
Yeah. So
okay, I gotta see that. I saw the preview or something. That looked pretty good.
Yeah, he's like a mercenary, and this I think it's like takes place in like India or Pakistan, and these two drug lords. One of the drug lords kidnaps the other drug lord's son, and he hires him to extract his kid from the other drug lord, and shit goes haywire, and all this crazy stuff happens. But it's action-packed. So that's my recommendation.
I've seen it pop up. I haven't sat down for it. I haven't had 2 hours to sit down for a movie for a while, but I started watching the show on Amazon called Upload.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
I've seen a couple of episodes, and it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny, yeah.
It's like terrible acting, but
it's a cool concept.
It's like one of those shows that I like turn on and it just stays on for whatever reason. I mean, I usually fall asleep in the middle of it. It's I'm liking that. And then my kids are watching this show called Kim's Convenience on Netflix, which is hilarious, man. It's like they're in Canada, and it's this Korean family that have a convenience store, and it's just about the dynamic between, being an immigrant in Canada, which is like being an immigrant in the U.S. kind of, and all that. It's hilarious, though. It's good. They're like 25-minute episodes. They're quick, they're easy, and they're funny.
Yeah, so it's a good 25-minute episode, because it's like, all right, if I want to go to full hour, I can just watch 2 episodes. But if you have, like, if you're watching a show and it's an hour long, it's like, all right, I just watched one. Do I add another hour in me? I don't know. But if you have the 25, 30-minute, it's like, all right, cool. I watched one. Yeah, I'll watch another one. Give me another episode. And then if you wanted to go for a third, you don't have to commit for another full hour. You're just going to commit for like 20 minutes.
Dude, another good one I watched, I think it was on TV years ago, but I never heard of it. I think it's called Strong. And it's a competition show on Netflix, but it's like they take women, like middle-aged moms and stuff like that, and then they pair them with like these crazy athletic trainers, UFC fighters, like personal trainers for football players, like these crazy dudes, all different backgrounds, and each one becomes a team. So it's a girl and a guy, and they do all these crazy obstacles, and like they get challenged to do this crazy tower thing. And, if you lose, and they do all these competitions, and it's pretty cool, the drastic change between when these women first started and until the end. And, like, you just see, like, the camaraderie of the team. And it's pretty wild. It's a pretty enjoyable show.
No, that sounds actually really awesome.
Strong, I think it's called.
I started watching, what's that? We rewatched Stranger Things. I rewatched all of that.
Yeah.
We went from, and it's funny because we actually went backwards. We started season 3, watched all of season 3, and then went back to season 2, watched all of that, and then season 1.
Oh.
It's kind of interesting because going in reverse, you pick up on all the foreshadowing that happened in the first season, because you just watched season 3, and then you go and watch the second season, you're like, oh shit, and then you go to the first season, you're like, I didn't know that guy's been in this show the entire time. Like the Russian dude, like you guys have both seen Stranger Things, right?
Yeah.
So the Russian dude that helps them when they have, like, they kidnap the Russian scientist, and they bring him to the guy's house who speaks Russian. That guy that speaks Russian, he's been in it since like the first season.
Wow.
And when I was watching the third season, I'm like, I thought that this is like the first time you see him, and then you go to the season 1, I'm like, the fuck, he's been in it the whole time? Like, I didn't even realize that. So they do a lot of foreshadowing, and it's cool to watch it like that. But
never done that. I'll have to try that out.
Well, we had nothing else to watch. I mean, I just watched the Last Dance, the Michael Jordan documentary.
Oh yeah,
which was fantastic. Made me cry. If I have to admit,
I gotta catch up on that. It was
good.
What
It was
else?
good.
Besides working, Netflixing, cigaring, and what else? Working out. Like, what else the hell to do? It's
Dude, I've smoked more cigars and like, there's nothing else to do except smoke. Like, all right, days of smoke cigar. And like Chris, for you just smoke all fucking day long because that is your job.
You could have, you know, there's worse things to have to do. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, I mean, I think it's that's what I've been saying to people. I'm like, you know what? I've been watching Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, and the community, the cigar community, has stayed to so close through all this. There's perfs, there's live events all over the place. We're doing live cut light events every Friday night on our YouTube channel because there's no cut lights to go to. So we've had Nestor Plasencia from Plasencia Cigars. We had Steve Saka. We had the national sales director for United Cigars in Atabay. We've had Stolen Throne Cigars, a nice boutique. We have Casa Cuevas coming up. We have Dapper Cigars coming up. We have Caldwell coming up. I mean, you know, trying to give the community something to stay attached to. But
when's the burn down coming on?
Huh?
When's the burn down coming on?
What? When you guys want to come on? June. We're done. It's done. Consider it done.
Solid. Right away.
Done deal. So it's actually funny. So you sent a Dapper Cigars cigar in the last box. Yeah. And this is going to be the first time that the Dapper cigar smokes a Dapper cigar.
I wondered when I was going to hear something about that. You know, when we were picking that cigar, I'm like, I wonder how long it's going to be before I hear from Dapper about Dapper. Dude, what an awesome company. First of all, I mean, the cigars are fantastic. We just brought the full line in for our website, and they've got some really gorgeous cigars in there. They have a cigar, it's called the Cubo Claro. It's a Connecticut, and it is very Atabay-ish, but not.
I like Atabay. Atabay's a good stick.
It's a great stick, but it's not expensive. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so it makes it even better.
Yeah.
So when you're meeting with cigar companies that want to, you know, be a part of your box, like what are some of your qualifications of being like, all right, this is a good company, I want to work with them, or maybe not, we're not going to work with these guys right now, they're not a good fit. Like, what are some of the qualifications you guys go by?
Yeah, man. So, I mean, we've probably talked a million times on a million different shows on how we pick a cigar. We have a really brutal process where each one of us is the 3 owners, and each one of us samples a cigar at least 3 times. And we have to have a consensus vote yes for that cigar to be added to the list of cigars that we would include in the box. So it starts with the cigar. If we find a cigar that we just love, then the things that come into it is the way that they treat us as a customer of theirs. Because the way they treat us reflects to us how they will treat our customers in the future. And the consumer is everything when it comes down to it. I mean, I don't want to say that the customer's always right because that's just totally wrong. But if you as a company need to do everything that you can to make sure that that consumer is receiving the experience that you promise. And a lot of these companies promise big things, but they fall short in the customer service department. Absolutely. And there's been a couple of companies that we have purchased from and either returned the shipment or just shelved the shipment. And we're like, because of a customer service issue, it's like, hey man, we're working with you. We want you to work with us. And if it's not a good symbiotic relationship, we're not going to do that business.
Absolutely, man. I totally agree with that. Because, you know, Justin and I are both in sales, and one thing I'm sure Justin can relate, but anything that you're interacting with people or you're selling anything, you know, people don't really care what you're buying or what you're selling until they know you care about them. So that's what really hits home is, you know, if they don't feel that companionship, they don't feel like they can relate to you or they even like you, you know, they're not going to buy or work with you. Like, why would they do anything they don't like about you? You know what I mean?
You know, there's a million places they can choose to spend their money. And if they choose to spend it with you, you should respect that choice. And that's my opinion, man.
Absolutely. And Eric, you touched on, you hit it right on the head, is people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
Yep.
So you could have, you could know everything there's to know about your fucking product, the whole 9, But until they know how much you care about them and their needs, they could give two shits about your product because they can. I mean, especially in cigars, like there's a million fucking cigars out there that they could go and spend their money, like you said. But they choose to spend your money at your place and with you because they know how much you care about them fulfilling their needs.
Definitely. Most definitely couldn't agree more.
So should I keep it going or should I?
Dude, what's stopping you? Are you scared?
Yeah, dude. Last time
I never scared.
Just blasted himself.
Never scared.
That stick, actually, Justin, that you're smoking, there's no more. They're gone.
Wow.
Really?
So you're smoking the last of a breed there, and it's wildly popular and it's so good, man. I don't know. I got citrus on that cigar, which a lot of people, when I said that, are like, "You're crazy, you're high." But I got the slightest hint of citrus on that cigar, and I fell in love with it because of that.
Yeah, let me.
That's the AJ Fernandez and Caldwell collab, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the by Caldwell, The King is Dead. So when I saw that collaboration, so I may not smoke it right, anytime soon. I might hold off.
So you got citrus, so
Citrus.
And correct me if I'm wrong. The one, I think it was either April box. What do you got, Justin?
I mean, I can see where I can see the. I get more of like the rind, like the outer shell, like the citrus, like the bitterness.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like a lemon juice, but it's like you take the lemon off the tree and get a deep inhale on it or something like that. You know what I mean?
So before we end this one session, because we got a couple of minutes left, the one cigar you sent, the crazy one, the Ballamar Pasta Doble. Now, someone told me that cigar is like inexistent too now. Like they're not making that anymore.
No, I forget who. So we came across that cigar at TPE. Actually, just before TPE, we came across that cigar, and we're like, immediately I looked at it. I'm like, what the hell is that? You know what I mean? Like, because you look at this thing and it's crazy. And so for us, it was just sticker shock, the band shock that brought us in. But we got a couple and we tried it. I'm like, dude, this is a good cigar. And I did the research. It's a Lito Gomez collab. So it's rolled by La Flor Dominicana.
Wow.
And right after we bought those and right after we shipped them, I called my rep for Balmoral. I'm like, hey, man, I want to order a bunch more. I want to bring the full line. He's like, dude, Balmoral was just bought and they're closing the line down.
No, God, please, no, no.
What? You're kidding me. So I'm like, send me everything that's left, whatever's left, and there was not a lot left. I have just a little bit left on the shelf, some Robusto or something like that. But dude, it's a beautiful cigar and it burns well and it tastes good and it like really captures the imagination. You know what I mean? It's really unique.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as that, because I had it in my, my regular 250 count humidor, and as soon as someone told me that it's like going to be existent in almost like a rare item, I went right into my special humidor. I'm like, all right, well, this is going into this spot now.
Yeah, I did the same thing. I put it in my drawer, like that's tucked away. But there was a cigar, so I know we're coming to an end, so we're probably going to end and start a fresh one. But I want to ask you about a cigar that I have one. I think you sent it to me, but we're going to
let's
switch the session, and I'm going to come back. I'm going to ask you about that cigar. So. So, I believe you sent us by Principal Cigars. You sent us the Aviator.
Yeah.
And I remember the first time I smoked that because they were only allowed or they were only in 2 different brick and mortar shops in the country. I don't know if they've expanded now, but I was traveling actually from Austin, Texas up to New York to move my girlfriend up. And we stopped in Nashville. And I Googled the place. I'm like, all right, this place, Primings. I'm like, we're going. So I went, and I went. I met the guy there. He was like, I think he was an Army vet too, and he showed me this. He goes, listen, you got to try these cigars, Principal Cigars. We're like one of the only companies. There's another, only brick and mortars. There's another one in Chicago that has it, I think. And so I tried it, and he gave me the size, the Cochon Volant. I don't know if you've had that size, but damn, that was a good ass smoke.
Yeah,
so I didn't know if you were thinking about bringing that into a box, but that cigar was hella good.
Listen, man, Aviator is a company that we you guys have been receiving our box for what, almost
over a year now, man. Over a year. Over a year.
Yes, over a year.
And so, you know our MO, right? We have something just unequivocally ridiculous, right? Like Opus or Padron or Davidoff or Atabey, something like that. And then we throw in a boutique or two, and then we throw in some, the line between boutique and mainstream is blurred in a lot of people's minds, but more mainstream anyway from our eyes. And so we spend a lot of time and a lot of money hunting these boutiques down, like Principal is one of them. And, and that's another company that as soon as I saw their brand and their presence and the way they represent themselves, I'm like, dude, these guys have something. Let's check it out. And I got that same one. It's like that short.
Yeah.
I don't. It's like a short bulbous, like shape. I don't know what it is. It's like a perfecto bulbous thing. I don't know what it is. There's one other company that I've seen that Vitola from, and it's Casdagli Cigars, and they call it the Cottontail. And that's kind of what it reminds me of. It's got that. But the Aviator Black in that Vitola, and I smoked it. I was like, dude. And the Black Series is actually the one we wanted for the box. And he's like, guys, I have like 14 boxes left. And we're like, oh no. I'm like, send us the full line, send us everything. And we went through, and the Aviator that we landed on was just, awesome and really unique company, man. Awesome company.
Yeah, the cigar that you sent in the box, that's a big ass cigar. Like, it's at the bottom. It's at the bottom of my humidor, and it takes up a lot of space because I'm like, man, this mother is girthy. It's got to be like a 60 gauge, right?
Yeah, I think so. So that's a good question, though. How do you guys organize your humidor? Because everyone does it different. So Eric, you have like your nice humidor is what I'm hearing, like your coveted sticks, and then you have another humidor. How do you guys organize it?
Yeah, so I have a typical 250 count humidor, and that's majority of the cigars that I put in there. I don't really have, it has the deep bottom, and then it has the tray on top. I guess I put more of like the more higher end-esque cigars in the drawer portion, and then still high end and like everything else on the bottom. There's really no rhyme or reason. And then I got a Hiron Salomon 300th anniversary edition humidor. So it's like it has all this artwork on the top. It's all velvet inside. It's got the emblem. It's a really cool humidor. So I thought it was only right, a velvet humidor, only good high end, once in like very special cigars going there. And it's probably like a 25 count humidor. So it's pretty full still right now, but I don't really have a rhyme or reason the way I organize it.
Okay. What about you, Justin?
So I have the New Air, what is it? New Air 500, I believe it is. I can't remember. But the cigar fridge, and it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's got like 6 different levels, like the bottom, and then there's 5 levels. And I have 2 drawers in there. So on the very bottom is just the humidification. Like I keep a gauge. So I have 3 gauges, one in the bottom, one in the middle, and one on the top, just to make sure that I'm consistent throughout the humidor. And on the bottom, I have my humidification, which is the Cigar Oasis. I got that pumping in there. I have a couple of packs, like I throw my Bovita packs in there as well. On the first tray, on the bottom, it's just a tray, not an actual drawer. And I have some packs. Like I have an Oliva sampler pack that's just in the box. I put that in there. Some sampler packs that are kind of unopened, just in the box. I put them in there. Then the next drawer up is all of my like my Cubans, all my Cuban cigars. That's all in that drawer. The next drawer up from that is all of my higher end sticks that are like just for me that I'm personally saving, like my Opus X, my Padron 50, Davidoff Royal Releases, all of like the higher end sticks in that drawer. Then the next drawer up, or the next one up is another shelf. That's all of my Lanceros. Then I gotta have a level for the Lanceros, all of them out. Then the next two above that are more. They're not. Again, there's no really rhyme or reason between those top two, but those are like everything else. I think probably the very top is more of the cigars that I'm willing to just give to people. Like somebody comes over, I'm like, all right, you can take this, you can take that. Yeah. I basically tell them like, hey, listen, anything from the top two, like you can take. Don't go into the drawers. Don't touch any of that. But the top two are more. I have a little tray in there. It was actually from I can't remember the name of the company, but it was a small box. I think it might have been. What's the company that does Neanderthal?
Oh, Roma.
I think it was a Roma craft box. And it was like a small box, but it was really well constructed. Like the box was very nice. So I wound up opening up I liked the fact that it didn't have like the lid and the base were the same width. So it was like two halves you put together. So I opened them up and I go, man, these are perfect for like little trays in the humidor. So I put one in and I wound up putting in all my like flying pigs. Like I have like a bunch of the nubs in there, a bunch of the flying pigs, and they fit perfectly. So I go, all right, this is going to be my flying pig little section. But that's kind of how I did it. I have the two drawers that are Cubans, higher end, and then Lanceros, and then everything else. But
that's why I like having Chris on here, because he's one of the only guests that likes to ask us questions, like stepbrothers.
We're doing the interview now, not you.
So Chris, let's go to you. I mean, you probably have a shit ton of cigars. I mean, how do you break it down?
I mean, like when I was like just a cigar smoker, right? Like just like a casual cigar smoker, I just had like a desktop with some Boveda and, whatever was in there. And then when I really got into it, man, like I'm one of those guys that, and I think a lot of people are like this, but if I get into something, I get like into it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like full bore into it. Like I was into cars when I was growing up, and when I graduated high school and finished college, I started racing cars. You know what I mean? And I had two race cars, and I was and still am a certified high performance driver's education instructor, and I went hardcore. And then I was like, okay, that's too expensive. I'm done with that. Then I got into guns, and I had every gun and the gun set, you know what I mean? And it's like, so everything I get into, I get like really heavy into. So,
and it's expensive shit.
Yeah. So, I mean, all of it, ain't cheap either, none of it's cheap. I had to create a whole cigar company just to afford my habit. You know what I mean? But
that's awesome. That is awesome. I had to create a whole cigar company to afford my habit. That is classic.
That's gonna be like a quote. I'm gonna use that as a caption one day.
Use it, man. But I have the new airs too, the big ones, the heated and cool ones, because we're in Arizona and it gets hot. You have to have that here. You can't, we're not like Florida where you got the humidity and the moisture. It's dry and hot here. So you have to have something sealed like that. And I used to be really kind of anal retentive about it. But as of late, man, I just throw stuff in there, man. I'm like, okay, it's humidified. I know where it is. And that's it. So I have just boxes crammed in. One of my new airs, I've taken all the shelves and drawers out, and it's just like crammed.
Just
stacked with boxes and stuff. And then I hate to admit this, man, for my like less premium cigars and like cigars that I'm willing to just let, if I have 5 guys over, everyone wants a cigar, right? It's like, okay, I have big Coleman coolers with just a bunch of Boveda thrown in there, man. And it's like, you guys can take anything out of the cooler. They're like, well, why are you getting cigars out of the refrigerator and we have to grab out of the cooler? I'm like, well,
my house. What do you mean?
You can tell me to grab at your house.
But like, yo, do you want a cigar or not?
Yeah, like, come on, man, like, stop it. But I have probably 3 coolers at my house. I have 4 or 5 here. We keep all our samples in coolers at the warehouse. And you know, it sounds ghetto, but it's giant Tupperware.
It works. It works.
It works, dude, and it's cheap. And we have more Boveda coming through here than we know what to do with. So we just throw, you know, all the cigars that ship with Boveda, we just throw those packs in these coolers, and I've never had a problem. You know, it works great.
Yeah, I mean,
you have so many, I'm sure, because you work with, you know, Boveda. Do you recharge? Do you do that recharge method with any of them, or you just get so many? Oh, damn. I just fell.
I knew it.
It wasn't a rookie move. It wasn't a rookie move.
All right.
But I lost it.
We don't recharge. I don't recharge them personally. You know, every Fuente comes with humidification. A lot of companies ship with humidification now. So I just, you know, when we ship a box, I end up with like giant turkey bags full of humidification packets. So I just open one of those turkey bags in a cooler, and that keeps me good for a month or two. You know what I mean? Until I have something else.
Yeah, it's a cool little neat trick. But when you got a hand over fist of Boveda, I mean, there's no need to recharge.
I used to recharge. I used to.
I do.
I save them. Like anytime I get like a package, like for instance, when you guys ship it, I save them. I actually have Ziplocs of all the different humidity levels. Like I've gotten some, because some companies ship them with 69%, and some companies ship them with 72%. So depending on what the percentage is, I just throw them in the bag. So I have Ziplocs, just like the big ass kitchen bag, just filled with Bovedas. And then on top of that, because I keep my humidor, I keep it at 69, well 69 and a half, but I throw in the 69 Boveda packs, just throw them all in there. So I got a shit ton in there, and then I mean I got those between those and the Cigar Oasis, and then I plugged in I put a fan on the top shelf, and I hooked that up to like just a timer outlet, so I have it going on like on and off every 45 minutes, just because the Cigar Oasis, just to keep everything going. The Cigar Oasis only turns on if the humidity drops, but if the humidity's perfect, there's no circulation. So I'm like, I gotta get something going. So
yeah, man. So, man, I love when Justin goes on rants.
Go. What the fuck, bro? Come on.
I try to think. No, I just like to bust his chops. I try to think, like, our brains are so different, because I'm always wondering how Justin brains work, because he always has a next point, next step about whatever he's talking about. He can be talking about why the paint is white, and he can tell you this and this is why it's white, because yada yada yada. And me, I'd be like, yeah, it's white because I got it from Home Depot, and they told me it was a color for white, and that's what I'm doing. And Justin will be like, oh.
It's one of two things. He's either highly intelligent or he's full of shit.
I think he's a bit of both. I think he's a little bit
I'll let you guys decide.
Comment below. No.
No, he's definitely a smart dude, so that's where it definitely comes from. But I always it's just the dynamics. Anytime he's going on, I just gotta give him a little zinger. Yeah. It's why we're good together. But you know, we're coming to the end of it. I don't know if you want to give, you know, the people a little bit of release of, you know, what we're trying to do together. You know, do you want to talk about a little bit of collab PvP and LSC? I mean, LCC?
Yeah, so, I mean, listen, guys, Luxury Cigar Club is always looking for a way to connect to the community. It's something I've already said here. I probably said it on our last show. Our entire goal is to deliver a product that we would be happy to receive, and to connect our customers with the community as much as we possibly can. And that's what you guys do too, right? You guys are here, you're interviewing, you're chatting, you're putting it out, the content that cigar people crave and need, because there's not a lot of it out there, right? And so we've done this in the past. We've done a couple collaboration boxes, and I think we're talking about doing a burn down box here in the future, something really unique, limited availability, exclusive, and you know, I've seen the list. It's a tasty box.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll see, everyone should see a lot more information about that coming up soon. But I'm gonna drop a little hint with you guys, which will be the first time we've talked about it publicly. And depending on when this airs, this might, you know, that might come up before that, but I am saying it here first. Our platinum membership and our gold membership is getting to capacity. You know, we never talk about our subscription base or how big it is or how small it is or anything like that. That's not important. What's important is that we're delivering an undiluted product. You know what I mean? So what that means is we're delivering a product that is the same for every single customer that receives it. Everyone's going to have that same experience. And there's challenges associated with that, because when you go to some of these manufacturers like Atabey or Davidoff or Fuente, and you're like, I need 100 boxes of this. They're like, what? You want 100 boxes of our line? I'm like, no. I need 100 boxes of this cigar. And they're like, dude, we can't do that. And so it's like this battle with them, and we're noticing it more and more now. And so in order to maintain the integrity of the membership base that we have, of the subscriber base that we have, we will put a ceiling on it, which means once it's gone,
Wow.
It's gone, you know, and we're getting close to that. Within the next month to 2 months, we'll be at that point. So now is the time, if you're a fence sitter for Luxury Cigar Club, to get in, because you'll be grandfathered into the platinum group or the gold group, and we will have a new release coming to take care of this problem, but it's not going to be the same thing. It's going to be different. It's going to be unique. It's still going to be Luxury Cigar Club quality, but it's not going to be the platinum group that we have right now.
It's a good and a bad problem, I guess you can look at it. It's a good problem because you have a good product. Now, I guess it's not necessarily a bad thing. Well,
it's a good problem to have, right?
Yeah, that's how you want to say it. It's a good problem to have. That's how I'm trying to say. It's a good problem to have.
It's our way of trying to keep our commitment, because we could keep filling the club and send different vitolas to different people and stuff like that, but that's not what we're about. You know what I mean?
No, you don't want to lose that rapport and the establishment that what you build your whole company on. You want to be able to be consistent still, and that's what people look for. I know every 5th, 6th, 7th of the month what it's going to be in my mailbox. It's Luxury Cigar Club. So, once you start, people don't like change. So once you start changing it, people start getting, a little bit weird, and they get second thoughts about, what's going on? This is not what I'm used to.
No, man, I agree. It's you can't change it, and it's not broken, so we're not going to fix it. It's not in our benefit to do this. It's in our customers' benefit. Our benefit is to just try to put on as many members as we can, but that's not the right thing for you guys. The end user, the consumer. We want everyone to have that like Christmas or birthday feeling, on when our box arrives. Like, what's there? And we want you to open it up and be like, oh shit, no way. Like, that's what we want every time.
And I can attest to that, because that is the feeling I get every single, and not just because you're on here. I posted on my Instagram saying it's like Christmas every month, because I don't know what the hell is in this box, and I know it's something good. So
I love it. I know exactly. Yeah, it's the same thing. It's like you open it up, all of a sudden you get like a glimpse, like, oh shit! Like when you sent that, Padron, I'm like, oh shit! Like this is a nice size Padron, not like a little number 6. Like this is a Padron, right? So it's but we're super excited to, and again, I don't want to give out too much information, but we are excited to be partnering up with you for what we're going to be calling the Burn Down Box. And like you said, it's a nice, hefty box. I mean, Eric and I, we went through our list, and all of the cigars, again, I don't want to get out too much information, but all the cigars that will be coming in this box, we've smoked on the Burn Down. So
similar concept to what Chris does.
Yep. So you can smoke one of them. You can grab the cigar, go back to the episode, smoke it with us. But
we have no input. Like that's what I told these guys. I told Justin and Eric. I was like, look, it's yours. Tell us what's in it, man. Let's build it and let's do it. So you're really gonna get a representation of the Burn Down, with the Luxury Cigar Club twist on it, and that's it. And once we have more information, we'll do another. Maybe we'll do an Instagram live or something and introduce it and talk about it. And,
Definitely.
Yeah,
and we'll do some fun stuff, man.
Well, it's been fun. It's been real. It hasn't been real fun though.
I can't wait for the day. I can't wait for the day where we can all be together for an episode. Whether it's you make a trip to New York or we make a trip down to you, we're waiting for that day where we can actually all be on one camera.
It's coming.
You're in Arizona, right, Chris? So
yeah. But we're coming to New York, and what I'll tell you, this is another piece that we've been talking about. Once COVID's done, everyone's back to normal. We're doing a East Coast Luxury Cigar Club HERF in New York City, and you guys better be there.
Of course.
Better be there smoking cigars. And we're going to do an East Coast City HERF, or East Coast HERF. Jeez. And then we're going to do a West Coast HERF. We're probably looking at Vegas for that one.
Yeah. I'm coming. I'm going to be there too. I'm going to be there too.
So
you don't have to tell me anything. Just say Vegas. I'm there.
Dude, me too. It's bad. I live 4 hours from Vegas, so it's bad.
Oh, man.
Oh, dude. We had I was supposed to go for March Madness. I was going to be there for the first round of March Madness. So I was going to watch like 30-something games. I was going to be sitting there with my bourbon, my cigars, and just fucking watching every game like this. Just
all of them. Same time.
At the same time. Like, how do you keep track? I don't fucking know. But I got 300 on that game. I got 100 on that game. Whatever it is. I was stoked. And then they go, March Madness is canceled. I was like, bruh.
Yeah, no, man. Me too. I mean, PCA's canceled, so we're like really bummed over that. That's crazy.
Well, anyway, listen, it has been another great time with you, Chris. We always have a good time talking with you. Thank you again for joining us on the Burn Down. We're excited for the collaboration that's to come. We're going to be announcing more and more and more as the weeks go on. But listen, God bless, brother. Hope all is well. Stay safe. Thanks again for joining. And until next time.
Chris, I got a little bit of coffee left for you. Thank you for always joining, Justin. Justin already said, but we always appreciate hanging out with you. And cheers to the future, my friend.
I got a little bit. Salute, brother.
Thank you, guys.